Alright, I'm extremely sorry about that. It seems like I had a little bit technical difficulties there for a second. My stream randomly stopped playing, which is, I don't know what happened there. But like I was saying, that Grace, being the massive game it was, in the new updates, it didn't release some of the badges that they were gonna say that were like confirmed, such as like the third layer of hell badge, which is like, if you don't know what the third layer of hell is, it's like a modifier that makes it so the Goatman instantly spawns at the beginning. Which, if you don't know, the Goatman is it's an extremely difficult entity. I feel like needs a lot of work on, because the way that it looks in game is pretty not like, it doesn't look that good in my opinion. They should improve it quite a lot actually. But it's really hard because he comes in a random direction and you have to flashlight him. Like you have to flash him with the flashlight. So like beating that an entire safe room with that on, extremely difficult. I've done it once, never again. Cause that crap was painful. Because you can't go any sort of fast, cause he's right behind you. Cuckoo. And he like comes in a random direction, so you don't know where he is, so you have to like panically look around, and he's like a little speck of black and like pure red. So like it's super difficult to find him. Like this. This is what it looks like. See if I can get him. See? And I have to do that constantly. So like, yeah, no thank you. But having that as a badge can show people that like, okay, you know what you're doing. Because you have the badge, like one of the hardest badges in the game. Like the only hard badges in the game right now are probably Epic Duck, which is like Goatman, but like stupidly easy. And of course, it's just like a normal entity, so it makes sense. Because the main way to avoid Goatman is just making it to the end of the end of the safe room without running out of time. So that's pretty easy to avoid him with that. But like, it's basically like the game tries to kill you if you don't make it. But I mean, you can survive. The fact they didn't release that is kind of disappointing because it's a modifier update after all. So I would think they would release something that has resemblance to the update. Because if we go to the Grace wiki here, oh my god. We can see the okay. We can go here. I'm pretty sure it's in mechanics. But they are wait, was it at the front? I'm stupid. Am I stupid? Yeah, they're right here. But yeah, you have these ones, like peekaboo, all these things. But like probably the hardest one is probably this, the Epic Duck, is Survive the Epic Duck. Whoa! What was that? Okay, anyways. Probably Epic Duck and what's it called? Is it even in here? I don't think it's in here. Oh, it's here. Here. This one is Get the Golden Doombringer, which is super difficult. I got it in one of the first kind of live streams I did. Really fun. But like, we have a bunch here. So like, these aren't like released. Like, why? So we got Correction, Survive a scrapped version of So Many Eyes, however. Okay. So it's like, but this, Humbled. This is the one I want. Because it's to survive the third layer of hell. But like, there's all these modifiers that they didn't release. Like, come on. You had all this time to release them. Like, I don't know. I mean, they did release it for April Fools, and it probably was on a really high time constraint there. But come on, buddy. You can code modifiers. They're not that difficult. It basically is just, I guess the saving system, because Lua saving systems are kind of booty. They're not like, they're kind of hard to learn. Because I've made Roblox games, the saving systems are so bad, in my opinion. But the fact that they did other, like, badges and not released those ones, come on, buddy. They could have released a couple more badges. Also, the upcoming shop I talked about in the last upload I did is still really relevant. And what I didn't realize is on the poll, on the thing, dude, oh my god, I almost died from cuckoo there. Talking about the skeleton, it didn't. I just guessed it was confirmed to be like the shopkeeper. They said he might open up a shop, and then below it, it just confirms it. Just straight up confirms it that he is gonna be the person who has the items. Because like in the poll about which what's it called, like light switch do you use the most? They said straight up which I realized when I was editing the video, because I released these eventually as an actual upload. But I realized they said for the next upcoming skeleton shop. And so basically it just proved my theory that it's gonna be the guy who's the one who has like the item skins, like the fish flashlight, the fish flashlight, the dozer lantern, all that. So yeah, really fun. I can't wait to see that coming out. And they must be obviously working on it right now, because they are releasing the polls. Like, they released a poll a couple days ago, so they're obviously working on it right now. But the thing is, we don't know how we're gonna pay for these. We could be paying with bricks. Personally, if we do pay with bricks, don't make it disappear, like, out of my thing, because I would rather my keys disappear, because my keys aren't on the leaderboard. It took me so long to get that many bricks up there, like the 100,000. I grinded for a week straight for that. But it could be bricks. But if it is, I hope it doesn't remove it. Like you after like 1,000 bricks, you get whatever the hell, like fish flashlight, for example. I do not remember what Cuckoo's number was. See, okay. I'm stupid. My bad. Okay. Anyways. But they just outright confirm that the shopkeeper is gonna be the dude who releases the... I'm just happy that my theory became true. And in the video, I didn't know that. To be honest, I was in the bus coming home from school. So I saw it, I voted, and then I just put my phone down and started thinking about what this could mean. I didn't read the things below it. But yeah, they just confirmed it, basically. So I'm really stoked that I got that right. But like, it probably is gonna be keys that you pay with this, or some sort of new source of like. I wouldn't personally think they would make a new. Oh my god, I'm stupid, bro. I'm goddamn dude, I'm stupid. But like, it has to be some sort of, like, it has to be keys, I would think, because all the other shops take keys, and I don't think they would make an entire new what's it called, source of like any more collectible kind of things, like keys, like the super cosmetic keys. I would think you'd have, like, I think he would be the item skin shop. I think he's the skin shop. I think that's what he is. So that really takes down the idea that he could be the guy who changes the materials of the walls. I want that so badly, because I personally, okay, bricks are fine, but they, like I said, they get really depressing after a while. Like, it's just boring after a while. Like, I want something cool, like the retro update with the April Fools, how they have it so that it's different walls. I was stoked about that. I was like, holy crap, they actually released different kinds of walls. But it's only in the April Fools update, and I have to deal with stupid zombies and epic duck. Personally, I hate zombies. They are my least favorite entity. I wanted it to be Draco Bloxers, because I love Draco Bloxers, if you don't know that. My avatar was Draco Bloxers for like a year straight. I changed it to the Carnation Dozer thing. But yeah, I Draco Bloxers would have been a lot cooler, but I think the reason why they didn't do it was because Doors already did it, because there was April Fool's joke a couple of years back was that you get it was a retro mode, which was what they did. But the main villain was the roblxes. So I think they didn't want to do that because they didn't want to seem like they were straight up copying Doors. I mean, they already did with the retro kind of thing, because I don't think they would have thought of that unless if Doors did it. Also, the April 1st update kind of made them, so then they had to release this update, which, yippee, they had to release the update. And I like that they released the update, because personally, I didn't like the old update where like, they put Carnation, the little block over it, and like, the gameplay, they kind of ruined it, I feel like. And then people didn't even know about the test build, they didn't even know it existed. So I would have to show people, and they'd be like, holy, this is actually cool, Jace is actually fun. So the fact that they actually uploaded the game, it's really good. But yet, we still want more. I'm hoping the skeleton hand, because it said the giant skeleton arm. So it must be pretty big. The NPC must be pretty big. But it could be, they just said hand. So it could be like, the skeleton, it could be like, one of its hands are missing. It could be like that, which, personally, I want that. I want that. I don't want it to just be a straight up skeleton, because like I said, it seems like they're kind of just copying Doors at this point, where it's like Bob the Skeleton. I looked it up from Doors, like in Jeff's shop. I just feel like they're copying him at this point. They want to copy Jeff, but they just copied another NPC in the same room. So like, okay, buddy. But hopefully it's not just a skeleton, because it would be really boring, personally, if it's just a skeleton. But, you know the Grace devs, they always put a little turn on everything. For example, Carnation, the model, used to be a spark. This is a fun fact about Grace here. It used to be just like a purple spark. And then one of the developers were like, this is boring. Let me just make a model off the name, Carnation. And they made it a flower. That's really cool. Personally, like a one-eyed, flower. So they're really creative. Like Slugfish used to be a boulder. They're like, nah, it's too boring. So they made it like a literal fish mixed with a slug. How do you think about that? How do you change a boulder into a slug fish hybrid? Like, so the Grace devs, I don't know. They have good imagination. And I don't think, they're not the kind of people to just make the main, shopkeeper just fucking skeleton. Like, okay, extremely unoriginal. Half the games I play have a skeleton in it, and like, come on. They're not the kind of people who would, like, go off the main genre. They like putting their own spin on things. So it must just have like a skeleton arm, and it must be something else. That's what I think. But also, it could be like what was shown in the Dozer trailer, which is, like, I'm thinking about too much. It was just a hand. I'm hoping that it actually is a body. There actually is a body that's visible in-game. But we don't know. It seems like it's just like a little tiny hatch that probably will be in the middle of the stairs, I would think. Because that's kind of the only empty spot of the hub there is. Or it could be in between the retro, like the modifiers and the retro areas, like this on the second floor. It could be that, because in between the stairs, it shows you the game version. I didn't realize, I looked, one of my friends pointed it out, they're like, what is this graffiti about? And I looked at it, and judging by the test build numbers, it was like, I think the last one I played, I thought I was here for a second, was version, I think, 480, test 480. So the fact that it's 500 in the lobby, yeah, it just makes sense that it's the version number. So I think that part is like gone, so it has to be in between the retro and the modifiers room. Also the lobby, it needs a lot of work. Like I like the second floor a lot, but it doesn't have the Grace is, yeah, to be honest, Grace isn't really the game to like upgrade pre-existing rooms besides from the safe room. This is really cool. I like this. They made it bigger, and then they throw this thing at me. Oh my god, they have the Gooper face. But like, come on. They're not the kind of people to like upgrade pre-existing rooms. They would make a whole new kind of room. Besides from the levers, but like they're not gonna pull like a whole you have like a whole new kind of room where it's like it's always gonna be brick. It's always gonna be brick. It's never gonna be a different kind of material. They're not the kind of developers who do that. Which it becomes quite disappointing for me, because I always ask for it in every single upload. I always ask, I want a material update for the game, like so I can change the bricks to a different material. But I'm starting to think that it's kind of far outlandish for the Grace devs, because like they're good modders, they're really good at making games, but they're not the kind of people to like completely change the way the game works. They stay at like a thing. Cause like I think in their mind changing it will make it look like other games, and they don't want that. Which totally is fine by me. But I would like to have more customization on the game. Those are but also entity skins. Like we need entity skins. That would be awesome. So like Dozer would have the hat, like the Dozing Dozer plush. That would be really fun. Carnation could be like a blue instead of like pink or something. Or it could be like a completely different kind of flower. Like this doesn't need to be official. I think they don't really change that much because they want to stay with the kind of aspect that we're in hell and we're trying to prove ourselves to God that we are worthy to go to heaven. I think that's the lore. I haven't heard about the lore in so long because the game hasn't really fully released yet. I don't even think this is the final version because they're still releasing stuff. But I should probably check the description because the last time I checked it was like pre-alpha. Which I think that's really funny. But hold on, I'll check it right now actually. Why not? So we go here. Here it is. Okay, so they removed one pre. They removed like I think 2 pre's from the alpha. So yeah, okay, so it's still alpha. I see. And the fact that already that like it's not even done alpha. The fact that they're already like the game already looks like this. It went from like basic, like it was so basic before. It was just Dozer, Oakman, Sorrow, Goatman, Slugfish. I think that's all of them, right? Heat and Sight. Keep on forgetting about those guys. It was just that, and then they added like in like the next couple of weeks they added Cuckoo, Doombringer, fucking Litany, Doppel, and Vu. Is wow. And they added wall jumps, which completely changes the movement of the game and speedrunning as a whole. In fact, it only been a couple weeks and they did that all already. Props to them. I would never be able to do that. But there shouldn't be more entities. We have, if you think we still need more entities, what are you yammering about? Have you played? Here, go into the starting area and make a private server. There's like a starting modifiers. I want you to play with all the new entities at the same time. That is nightmare. I can't beat that. I can't do that. I can't even do that. And to put if that's easy for you, I'm talking about all of them. That includes third layer. Because that includes Goatman. But like having them all on you at the same time, it's too difficult. Because for example, for Rue, I have to look behind me every couple of seconds. And then I have to do a doppel, so if I look back and not move backwards, I'm dead, basically. Doombringer and Cuckoo, if Doombringer starts to scream and Cuckoo says hello there and he pops up, I can't deal with Doombringer. Basically making me die there if I'm unlucky there. But then also, if I'm dealing with them, I also have to deal with the main entities, which are like Dozer, Sorrow, Silkfish, like all of them. So like it becomes too chaotic, and like I could do all of them, but they need to separate them. They need to separate the entities so they don't spawn. Like the entity combos, they shouldn't spawn. They should like decrease the spawn rate of them when you have more entities, because the entity combos become the definition of impossible. So like I usually only pick a couple entities, like my favorite entities, and it's always the same ones. I never pick Rue, because personally, I hate Rue. Fun fact is the developer, Simon, apparently, this is the worst spawn for Heed, apparently drew Rue in a notebook by accident and just made it a character. So no wonder it looks ugly as crap. Making it like, cause like it just looks like scribble. I could make a better entity than that, design than that. And if you like pause it, okay, there's an actual entity design there, but like it just looked like scribbles when you first see it, in my opinion. So if it had like more of a like, okay, it was a weeping angel. We all know that. But they should make it so that it doesn't come as fast as it usually does, because it becomes too difficult. That's why I don't use him, because I don't like turning behind me every couple of seconds when I have to constantly look ahead of me so I can see the rooms ahead of me. Like the game is always like going fast, but like looking behind you slows it down, so it kind of ruins the gameplay aspect of it. But we already have too many entities, in my opinion. All we really needed was, I think the main guys we needed was, okay, Litany, they could have went with something else, in my opinion. Litany, like, okay, they just made oh my god, can I pronounce entities? I keep on confusing them. Dozer harder. That's basically what they just did there. And it's, come on, buddy. It's boring. The epic duck doesn't have a page. I just realized I'm above the map. I am straight up above the map. Excuse me? Okay, buddy. The duck probably got me, didn't he? Or was it duck? I gotta turn Doombringer. Did they like make him so he's not? They have to have done that, because I feel like I can't hear Doombringer sometimes. And before, he would scream in here. So sometimes I would just completely forget about him. That's basically the only deaths I have for him, is I completely forget that of its existence, and I just like I blow up. But also props to the Grace devs for actually making a game that like speedrunners want to play. I think that's the main demographic for Grace, is speedrunners, and they did a good job of that. But also the thing with speedrunners, they might care about skins and stuff like that, but I think they mostly care about having the best time. And I think the Grace devs know that. But also they have to look at the main players. The other players, like, which are, like, starting off like new players, which just want to play the game. And it's just not really much to the game after you've unlocked everything, which is really disappointing. Because after you've unlocked everything, it's basically, the game's just boring after that. So the fact that they're releasing animations and stuff is really good. But also, the animations, you only use a couple that you like. And for most of the part, I don't think many people would want to use an animation that makes them go backwards, because some of the roly-poly things make you go straight up backwards. Okay, I know it's silly, and in the voting thing, they said, which one would you like to use? A more serious animation pack, or like a silly one? Silly one won, and we got the stupid roly-poly cosmetics, like it's completely useless, man. So, I wish we had more serious ones, personally. Because I don't see anyone use the stupid roly-poly type bullshit ever in a game. I've never seen anyone use it. I've probably seen it once in the lobby, as like a joke, because no one wants to use that in game. That like completely ruins the gameplay. I would show you, but I don't want to go through that right now. But I also think they realized that we can only pick a couple animations that we like, so they're releasing more kind of like different kind of cosmetics, because like we only have if you see here, we only have music, timers, and the animations, which is quite a lot. But like, you pick one, and I've already gotten all of them in like the first couple minutes of playing. So I think they realized that, and they're picking more item cosmetics now, because like you can't really add any more animations to the game, unless if you count swimming. They haven't released that yet. I don't even think they have a plan. They don't even have a plan for any sort of swimming animation, because like the swimming rooms is a modifier, which I'm happy for that, because the swimming rooms, or like the water rooms I mean, are really buggy in my opinion, because the hiding condition thing, you die if you aren't directly hiding like along a wall. I know that's how Carnation's code works, but like in the safe rooms, like in the main area, that doesn't happen if you're like if you're like next to the wall and your body's exposed. That doesn't happen. Like you don't need to go into the thing. Like you can, hold on, I'll show you. In this next one, I could go here. Like I don't need to go in here, and I still survive. In the water room, I would have to go inside and hide myself. So I don't think they have the triggers, because in the corners you die from Carnation really easily, and the fact that the water rooms are really hard to control, and if you get into the safe room, you feel like you're a lot safer. Like when you get into a safe room in a water area, you don't want to move, because moving in the water areas, like it's chaotic. Because it's like, it's just too chaotic in my opinion. So they're really buggy. As you can see here, it's really chaotic. Like I don't, like, holy, okay, hold on. So they need to fix water rooms a lot. Like, give them an upgrade, for God's sake. Like, fix the bugs, because the bugs are kind of ruining it. Because, like, these things, if I don't, I go, like, I move fast like this, and they sometimes just don't open. Like, what the heck? Okay, I'll show you what I mean here. Hold on, guys, I'll be right back. Give me a couple, like a minute. I gotta go grab something. I'll be right back, I swear. I'm sorry about that, because my mom wanted me to do something for her that took her forever to say what I had to do. So most of the time I was just waiting for her to message me. So sorry about that, but anyways. But the amount of stuff the Grace devs have added in this new update, like the last one, the April Fool's update, it's it's crazy. They completely basically to them count with the other people who haven't played the test build, they basically remade the game to them, because I've been playing the test builds, so I saw all the new stuff getting added slowly but surely. The only thing they haven't fixed right now is the modifiers, like the new entities. They still say work in progress. And I don't think Doppel has been in a work in progress for almost 2 months now. Because I'll show you. Unless if they fix, yeah, right here. Work in progress. I don't think that's been in work in progress for a couple months now, because that's kind of, if that's the case, that's kind of crazy. But that's something that they haven't fixed. But other than that, I think everything's fine. I think I just skipped the safe room, didn't I? I didn't do a trip there. Alright. But other than that, yeah, they're pretty. I wonder if they posted anything currently, because if you aren't in the Grace server, it's like a really. Why is it like this? There you go, I fixed it for you guys. How long has it been like that? Anyways. It's like, it's really good to know what's coming in the next update. So that's where I get most of my information from, to yap to you guys about for like an hour to 30 minutes. But I think I'm coming to blank out, as you can see. So I might end it here, because I'm starting to blank out.